Hi everyone, today we're going to be going over multi-step inequalities. This is a part of Unit 2, TOC number 2. Your topic is I can solve multi-step inequalities, therefore your essential question is how do I solve multi-step inequalities? First, let's go over the steps. It's very similar to following multi-step equations. First, you're going to look for the distributive property. So you'll distribute if you have that property. Then you'll look for like terms and combine if needed. You're going to check for variables on both sides. If you have variables on both sides, you'll move a variable term to one side. Typically, we do the smallest term. And then lastly, you'll solve the same way as a two-step inequality. Remember to change the direction of the inequality symbol if you multiply or divide by a negative number. Also, if your variable is in the front, you go in the direction of the sign. If not, then you go in the opposite direction, and I'll talk about that in a problem below. All right, so with this first one, I can tell that I need to distribute, so I'm going to go ahead and give that 2 to the 4x and the 5. When I do that, I get 8x plus 10 is less than 26. 10 is my constant, so I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides. Now I have 8x is less than 16. I need to divide by positive 8 on both sides. And when I do that, I get x is less than 2. Okay, since it's just less than and it doesn't have the little line underneath, because of that, I'm going to have an open circle, and it's going to be above the positive 2. So I have an open circle, and then as you can see, the variable is in the front, and the symbol is kind of, it creates an arrow, and it's telling me to go to the left. So therefore, when I graph this, my arrow is going to go to the left. With this next one, I can tell that I'm going to need to distribute and also combine like terms. So let's start off with distributing. So let's give that 3 away. Okay, now let's combine our like terms. So we're going to have 5x minus 9 and then 11 on the left-hand side. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. I'm going to start writing over here just because I'm running out of room. So on the left side, I'm going to have 20. So I have 20 is less than 5x. I'm going to divide by positive 5 on both sides. And when I do that, I have 4 is less than x. Okay, so there are a few ways to do this. So if it says 4 is less than x, then you know that x must be greater than 4. So by kind of reading it, you can understand that we can also write it this way. However, another way for you to remember this is that in the way that it was originally written, the variable is not on the left-hand side, and our symbol is pointing to go to the left, but since the variable is not on the left-hand side, we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to go to the right, and you can see that when we rewrote it that we're going to be going to the right. So we're going to have, I'm going to do this in red, we're going to have an open circle at the positive 4, and then we are going to be going to the right. So let's first distribute this negative 2. So now we have negative 4x minus 12 minus 6x is greater than or equal to 8. Let's combine our like terms. So we're going to have negative 10x minus 12 is greater than or less than 8. Okay, let's add 12 to both sides. When we do that, we get negative 10x is greater than or equal to 20. I'm going to move up here over to the right. Okay, so now we have negative 10x is greater than or equal to 20. We need x by itself, so we need to divide by a negative. If we are going to divide by a negative, and this is an inequality, then I need to switch my symbol. Okay, so when I divide or multiply by a negative, I'm going to switch my symbol. So now I have x is less than or equal to negative 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to negative 2, and I'm going to do this in green so you can see it nice and easily. Since this is less than or equal to, since it has that line underneath, it's got a little extra going on, so we need to do a little extra by filling in this circle when we graph it. And as you can see, it's pointing to the left, so our arrow is going to go to the left. With this next one, the first thing that we need to do is distribute. So now we have 9 is less than negative 2x minus 6 minus x. We need to combine our like terms. So we're going to still have 9 on the left-hand side. 9 is less than negative 3x minus 6. I need to get rid of my constant, so I need to add 6 to both sides. So when I do that, I get 15 is less than negative 3. I'm going to go ahead and move over here to the top right so that I have more room. Go ahead and rewrite this. All right, I want x by itself, so I need to divide by negative 3. Since I'm dividing by a negative, I need to switch my symbol, so now it's going to be greater than. So now I have, whoops, sorry about that. So 15 divided by negative 3 is going to give me negative 5. Negative 5 is greater than x. Okay, so as you can see, the variable is not in the front. If I wanted to rewrite this so that the variable is in the front, well, right now it reads negative 5 is greater than x. So that means that x is less than negative 5. So you can switch it, or you can think, okay, so since the number is in the front and not the variable, then that means that we're going to go in the opposite direction. So I need to put an open circle at negative 5, and I am going to be drawing my arrow to the left. All right, so for this one, it asks which of the numbers listed are solutions to the inequality. The first thing I need to do is distribute, and when I distribute, I'm doing negative 6 times negative 4x, which gives me positive 24x. Now I have negative 6 times positive 3, which gives me negative 18, and I'm going to bring everything else down. Now I need to combine my like terms. So as you can see on the left-hand side, I can combine like terms because I have multiple integers, and so I can rewrite the 24x, and then negative 18 combined with negative 8 gives me negative 26. And then I'm going to just bring everything else down. All right, as you can see, I have variables on both sides, so I'm going to get rid of the variable on one side. We like to do the smallest variable. It just is easier, and we don't have negative variables in that case, so we're going to subtract 2x on both sides. Then we get 22x minus 26 is greater than or equal to -4. I'm going to rewrite this over here in order to give myself a little bit more room. Okay, now we can add 26 on both sides. And when we do that, we get 22x is greater than or equal to 22. So now we need to divide by 22. And when we do that, we get x is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so now as you can see in this little box, I have options, and I need to select which numbers are solutions to this inequality. So that means if we were to place, like for example, -2, if we were to place -2 in for x, would the statement be true? So let's just try that. So -2 is greater than or equal to +1. No, that's not true. So -2 doesn't work. -1 is greater than or equal to +1. No, that doesn't work. 0 is greater than or equal to +1. No, that doesn't work. 1 is greater than or equal to +1. Yes, that's true. If it was just greater than, then no, it wouldn't be true. However, since the symbol is greater than or equal to, it works. And then let's try 2. So +2 is greater than or equal to +1. Yes, that's true. So those are two solutions for this inequality. All right, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher. Have a good day.